Hello, I am Choco, and today I will be redesigning the 7 Warlords of the Sea from One Piece. Well, redesign is a strong word, I'd say makeover would be more appropriate. 7 is also a big word, but we'll come back to that. First, I wanted to thank you all so much for the love on my previous video. I never imagined so many people would watch it, so thank you. I hope you enjoyed this one as well. And if you do enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing, it would help a lot. So today I'll be drawing Mihawk, Boa, Buggy, Jinbe, Crocodile and Doflamingo. So, 6 instead of 7. Whoops. I have my reasons, but this intro is already too long, so let's get into it and I'll tell you later. Let's start with Mihawk. But I have to quickly interrupt myself to mention, my concepts for each character will cycle in the bottom left corner, and then stay on the one closest to the final illustration. Okay, back to the video now. It was so easy compared to the rest, I pretty much got it in one. All I really did was accentuate his usual style. I made him more goth. But what's really funny with him is that he does get a new design post time skip. He keeps the same boots, as new black pants, and as a new shirt, which is pretty much the same as Senji during Whole Cake Island, Cavendish or even Hawkins, and also a new cape. But for some reason it's only his lounging clothes. Like he only wears them at home, and as soon as he goes outside he's just shirtless again with the same jacket but in a different color. So what I did essentially is accessorize that outfit. Now he has a lot more jewelry, which you'll see is true for pretty much all the designs today. I changed his cape to give it sort of a bat shape, a corset to give the shirt a more interesting shape, and big platform boots and pants with cutouts at the sides. I thought about detailing his hat as well, but it probably ended up looking like Cavendish's hat, and I wouldn't want to step on his toes. Since Mihawk usually wears pretty simple outfit, I'd say Perona would be a big influence for this new style. During the 2 years Zoro spent with them, he'd totally make fun of them when he'd be trying new things. Once he's gone though, Perona has free reign over Mihawk's style. He'd probably have to reel her in a bit. So now let's talk a bit about the Warlords I didn't draw. For Moria, I'm not gonna lie, the main reason is I didn't have any good ideas. And also, I haven't seen him for so long, I'm not even sure if he's there post-timeskip. Quick spoiler for Marineford, but last time I saw him he was supposedly killed by Doflamingo, so I just don't know. My biggest apology to the Moria fans though, I hope you can forgive me one day. I do have a very good reason for Kuma, and that is I'm still at Whole Cake right now, and I wanted to see some specific episodes before messing with this design at all. Not going into specifics with what episodes, because my parents will watch this and I can't spoil them. But if you know, you know. I would have loved to draw him, but I wanted the full context for him. I have to make a personal apology to my little brother, as Kuma is his favorite character. Please forgive me, I drew you a little sticker of him after all, please don't be mad. I also drew him a little Duffy one, and a Cavendish for myself, because he's the most perfect ever and I love him so much. And for Law, he doesn't count, because he was a warlord for like 5 minutes, and mainly has already so many outfits. I love the guy, but he'll have to sit this one out, I'm sorry. I'll probably draw him for a future video anyway. I went on a bit of a tangent there, but Mihawk is done, so let's move on. Next is Boa and Cock. I had a lot of fun picking her clothes, since women's fashion has way more options, but for some reason I struggle so much with the colors. I wanted to give her a primarily green color palette, since she's a snake princess, and snakes are mostly associated with the color green. But I just couldn't make it work, so I went back to her usual colors. I did keep the green for her makeup though, as a little nod to that idea. I used this picture I found on Pinterest as reference for the makeup, and I also gave her yellow eyes with red pupil to look like a snake. Overall, I wanted her face to look very beautiful of course, but also a bit eerie, like she isn't fully human. I think someone being so beautiful they start to look a bit creepy is an interesting concept. But anyway, something I really wanted to do is to give her a long braid. I felt like it fits the whole snake theme. I changed her dress, but kept it similar enough to her usual ones to be recognizable. I did remove her leg slit because it didn't really fit the style of dress I wanted. And she does have an outfit without a leg slit, so I think I can get away with it. And also the pattern on the dress matches with her snake, Salome. She also has a big bow to her dress, which wraps into a heart. The inner yellow part of her dress is also meant to look like snake scales, as well as their underbelly. Her shoes are also long golden snakes, wrapped around her legs, with the heel being the snake's tail. And I of course kept her iconic earrings, they are way too perfect to change. The snake princess is all done now, so on to the next. Buggy! I was very excited for him, as I'm a big fan of Buggy. He's honestly one of the reasons who pushed me to start the anime, after I got so attached to him in the live action. So I hope I did him justice with this silly little outfit. I knew I was gonna have a lot of fun with him. It's pretty obvious, but I love clowns, so I knew I wanted to push his clown aesthetic even further. Buggy already has a new outfit post-time skip, I wanted to give him a more detailed one, even though I do love his big goofy batshit feet he has going on. So now he has a red puffy shirt and big white and red baggy pants, keeping his main color red. I kept the pink frills he has since it breaks up the outfit pretty nicely. I also included ringleader elements in his design to symbolize his boost in confidence after becoming a warlord, but also not making that aspect too big as he's still not taken seriously, especially by Mihawk and Crocodile later on, which is the reason for his anxious expression. I love the big cyan feather puffs coming out of his hat, so I kept them and made them even bigger. The hat stays the exact same though, I like it as well. I changed his hair to not completely drown the outfit, not really sure about the little twin tails, but it's cute enough. I also gave him a little cross earring as a nod to Cross Guild. Like Boa though, I struggled with his colors a lot. Buggy's first outfit has a lot of colors, but they make it work really well, I don't know how they do it. In the end I settled for a simpler palette. I had this one concept I really liked, based on the pants he has in Stampede, but I felt it was too cutesy for him. Besides, I love another villain to put as much pink I want in his design. Buggy is one I wouldn't really call a redesign, simply because, like I said, I love his goofy new outfit, so I'd say the one I came up with would be an alternate outfit he could wear maybe for meetings or something. He'd keep the big red jumpsuit, when he has to look intimidating probably. That's what he thinks it's doing, right? Intimidating people? I do have to say, I think it's very clever to use his powers like this, making himself appear way bigger than he really is. I mean in general, it's something One Piece is very good at, using characters' powers in creative ways. Just look at Luffy. It's literally his whole thing and I love it. Anyway, with our favorite clown over, let's keep going. Now for Jinbe. Again, if you watched my Straw Hat Redesigns video, you might be wondering why I'm doing him again, but back then, I hadn't seen Jinbe in a while, but where I'm at right now is finally a Straw Hat. In my first video, I added him just to have everyone together, so he stayed the same, but now I wanted to give him an actual redesign I'll be satisfied with. Some people also pointed out that I made him too thin the first time around, and looking back on it, that's totally fair. My bad, guys. I definitely kept that in mind this time, so thanks for telling me. Anyway, I gave him more whale shark's attributes, like a big tail and fins on his arms. But my favorite part is the new whale shark pattern on his body. He gets lighter parts on his stomach, palms and inner parts of his arms, and darker parts on the extremities of his body, like the tip of his tail, his feet, hands and ears. He also has white spots almost everywhere that look like tons of freckles. I made his gills and his scar color pink so it fits his colors better. I also made his scar bigger, because I sometimes feel like it gets drowned by the rest of his features when it's seen from further away. Besides that, I didn't change his clothes too much, and I had trouble making his kimono different since it would always overlap too much with Wano characters. For example, I wanted to give him this type of belt since his design is inspired by sumo wrestlers. Then I looked up Yamato's design and yep, you already have the exact same thing. So instead, I just made the bow he usually has bigger and shaped the ends of the bow to look vaguely like fins. But I did add this sash to tie up his sleeves, which if I did my research right, is called a tasuki, and that way his sleeves don't cover his fins. One thing I wanted to change is the pattern on his kimono. I feel like a lot of One Piece characters have fairly complicated patterns, which, don't get me wrong, looks good, but I found pretty annoying to draw and must be so annoying to animate, so for mine it's just a simple checkered pattern. Other than that, I made his hair a bit longer and fuller, and added streaks all the way along his hair. In the anime he has grey streaks, but Oda seems to color them yellow, so I stuck with that. I just shifted them toward greens a bit more to fit with the blues. Mr. Jinbe is now done for a second time, so we are moving on. Next is Sir Crocodile. I struggled finding any good idea for him because I felt like he wouldn't really change his outfit from what he usually has, so I just needed a way to embellish his regular clothes. One thing that I absolutely wanted to add though is one piece of crocodile leather clothing. It would be an imitation though, he wouldn't want to hurt his precious banana wanya of course. So I gave his pants some crocodile scales pattern. I think I could have made it a bit more obvious in the final illustration, but it's fine. I didn't succeed with Boa, but I managed to give Crocodile a mainly green color palette, with purple as the accent color. Yes, it is the same palette as the Riddler from Batman now, don't mind that please. I kept the usual rings he has, but I also gave him some earrings that are meant to look like crocodile teeth. I struggled with his coat a lot as well. In the end, it just has fur on the top and on the end of his sleeves. I made the coat triangle shape so it would sort of resemble a crocodile silhouette. It's a stretch, but it's fine. The shoulder pads on his coat as well as his shoes have the like scale spikes that crocodiles have on their back. I just tried to stick some crocodile imagery everywhere I could. I didn't change his hook at all since it's so iconic. I thought about bedazzling it, but it seems a bit too silly for him. Buggy would do something like that, but not Crocodile. I also added a grey streak in his hair. No real reason, except thinking it would look good on him. Maybe simply being around Luffy during Impel Down and Marineford was enough to give him grey hair. The war doesn't stress him out, but Luffy does. I have a bit more time for the speed paint, so let's talk about my art techniques a bit. First, I saw someone asking on my previous video, so I might as well mention it. I use Procreate for all my art, an art program I would definitely recommend for how much I use it, and how much I love it as well. I changed the way I shade for this video a bit. I put a grey layer above my colors, that way I can see my shading easily. It's something I should have done a long time ago, honestly. It takes no time, and I feel like it stops you from making simple mistakes, or having to go back on your shading later. And especially for Crocodile, I'm very happy with my shading. I think all the gold as well as the fur looks great. I have to point out that I made his waist so tiny for no real reason. His chest looks so big in comparison. Mihawk already got twinkified a bit. I'm just on a roll with this guy, it seems. Anyway, Crocodile's finished, so we can get on with our last one. And finally, Doflamingo! Right away, my struggle with him is that I've already found his design to be so good in general. I just love him so much, he's such a perfect villain. I mean, my favorite arc is Dressrosa after all, but my two very silly guys contribute a lot to that reason. So anyway, like Crocodile, I decided to simply detail him a bit more. One idea I really like though is to give him each playing card suits. So he has 4 earrings for each of them. The club, the spade, the diamond, and it looks like one is missing. How strange. Anyway, he also has them scattered around his outfit as a necklace, as cufflinks, and as a waist chain. I also added some more jewelry, since it fits him, though that pearl necklace would definitely be hell to animate. For his coat I didn't change the shape, even though I did make it quite big, but I think it's just me making it even bigger every time I draw Doflamingo. But I played with the colors a bit. I ended up giving the coat a gradient with colors I stole from this fruity little figure of his. I have a version with the regular pink, that I'll put at the end in case you prefer it. I'm fine either way. I wanted to put a few black feathers in his coats to reference Corazon, but I just couldn't make it work. I still think it's a good concept, but it didn't look good when I tried it. I also messed with his pants color a bit, making the pink very saturated, and adding a bright teal. It gives off a Miami Beach aesthetic kinda, it fits his vibe. I tied his shirt as well to make it a bit more interesting, since I didn't want to give it a pattern. I'm not gonna lie, I stole that from my own Femme Dauphin design. Speaking of, guys, would you maybe be interested in seeing me draw One Piece guys as women? Guys, I really want to do a One Piece femme design video, please tell me you want to see that, please. Anyway, I also changed his shoes to feel kind of gestury, and the colors are meant to resemble a flamingo beak. Oh, and I love the pose. He does this kind of pose during his fight with Law, putting one leg up while standing on his ward, so he looks like a flamingo. I thought it was so clever, I love it. And my favorite little detail, I gave him sharp nails, because it would fit so well with the way he uses power. I can totally see him having those long acrylic nails. And I made them hot pink, of course. How could I resist? And damn it, he also got hit with a Twinkify ray, I'm sorry. In my defense, I always think of Doflamingo as being like really long and lanky, so when I look back at the anime and I'm hit with the fact he's built like a fridge. But that information doesn't seem to stick in my mind. And now, with Doffy over, everyone is done for today. I hope you guys like my take on the Warlords. Once again, please forgive me for leaving a few out, 6 drawings are already a lot, I beg of you. But thank you so much for watching to the end. Please tell me if you have any video suggestions. I'll definitely keep doing One Piece content right now, but you can suggest anything else. I might do it in the future. I already have so many ideas for future videos. I do need you guys to ask me for that turning One Piece guys into women video. I have so many design ideas, please. Other than that, I'd love to hear what you thought of these designs. I love reading through all your comments on my last one. You guys were so nice. But that's the end for today. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!